she's got permission. Let's go.
All right, perfect. Well, guys, I am so excited for us to be here tonight. We have a very special treat for our Tuesday night training, and I am so honored and excited to be welcoming my friend Kellie Brown to our call tonight. Whoop, whoop. Kellie is a brand new ambassador in our company, and she is someone that if you are in her presence, you can't help but be caught up in her contagious energy. And, you know, this past green carpet was so phenomenal. And I tell you, out of all of the speeches that happened, Kellie's speech literally had the entire place on our feet. And it was like, preach to me. Like, this is exactly what we need. And I just love the fire and the excitement and the passion and energy that she brings. You know, she's been in this business for 4 years and she promoted to ambassador. Her husband is a presidential diamond. They're number 39 in the entire company. And together they've earned over $167,000 just in bonuses alone, guys. So I can't wait for you guys to hear a little bit from this phenomenal woman, just about who she is, where she came from. I love your story. And so I am just going to welcome you, Kellie. We're so glad to have you here.
Yay. Hi. Thank you. Hi, you guys.
Gosh, it has been like, I think it went a little bit viral. You started doing Zooms. You did a Zoom with Cheyenne's team. And I tell you, I know there was several leaders on our team that messaged me and were like, oh my gosh, we have got to get Kellie on a call. And I started chatting with Julia. And, you know, honestly, we know that the timing of God bringing you into this business and the fact that you are willing to make time for our team tonight, we just want to thank you so much for, you know, having that leadership heart. That's one team, one mission. You know, that is so who we are as a company. And I just love and appreciate that you were just so willing to jump on here and share with us.
Yay. Well, I'm excited. Thank you for asking me, for having me. I think I wouldn't be here if it weren't for other leaders, you know, sharing their heart and sharing their belief in the company, their belief in themselves, you know, for us to duplicate. So I'm 100% on board with what you're saying and feel like, yeah, that is my heart. It's like, if I have anything to give, then you're welcome to have it. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, thank you. I know so many on here don't know you or maybe haven't heard from you yet. So I'd love it if you just kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of your story, because I love, even when you shared on stage and you were like, I didn't want to do this. Like, I was like, okay, girl, tell us how you go from not wanting to do this business and being so opposed to it to rocking it out, number 39 Ambassador Diamond. So take it away and share with us a little bit.
Okay. So, I started this business 4 years ago. My friends, Stacy and Sherry Lynn Alcala, I knew them from ministry school in Arizona. That's where I'd met them, like back in 2000. That's when I met them. And so I've known them for a little while, and I saw them posting about the business, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, uh-oh, what did they get themselves into? I didn't know anybody in life that succeeded at anything like this. I was like, I thought it was like Mary Kay, Avon, you have to buy stuff and go to people's houses. And I was like, girl, no, do not ask me to do that. Because first of all, I'm like, no, I couldn't sell candy bars in high school for my cheerleading uniforms. My poor mom had to buy them all. I was like, please do not ask me to do something like this. Okay. So even before Stacy asked me, I was like, girl, you don't want to ask me to do that. I was like, I can't do it. I will not be good at this. And we had just moved from Nevada to Texas. And I had a 2-year-old and the one was 5 weeks old. The other was 2 years old.
Wow.
So, and we didn't know anybody. We were just moving to Dallas, and I was like, I don't know anybody. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I've never seen anybody in life win at something like this. So I was like, But at the time, my then 2-year-old was wanting to take ballet classes, and every birthday and every Christmas, it would be like, Nova, what do you want for Christmas? I just want to be a real ballerina. I'm like, okay, we can't do that. So let's pick something else. Right. And then her birthday comes. Nova, what do you want for your birthday? I just want to be a real ballerina. I don't want any presents. I'm like, okay, after a while, it was like killing me. I was like, babe, telling my husband, look, I have to find a way to pay for ballet classes. Like this poor little tiny sis, that's all she wants. And as a kid, I grew up, we didn't have extra money. So the end of life testimony or whatever, I have to give honor to my dad before he passed away of lung cancer. He was a completely different person than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, he was not a good man. And so my mom and I had to go into the witness protection program in hiding for domestic violence in Texas. And we lived like out in the woods, only police and fire department know where it's at. I went to school in an outhouse, like next, what'd you call that? A modular building? Do you know what that kind of like where they have okay, so that's where I went to school. So because people couldn't know where we were. It was like, she had to wear a wig. She couldn't like leave. Once we finally left from there and got kind of reacclimated into the real world, she had to wear a wig, use an alias name. Like we were on the run, like to survive, like to live, because he was chasing us. So we finally end up in Oklahoma in a trailer park, and like our rent was $250 a month, but my mom only made $8.50 an hour. You know what I mean? And so as a kid, I hoped that someday I would make like maybe $12 an hour as a wife, and maybe my husband would make something, when I got married, and then we would like find a way to be okay. Like we could provide for a family, on two incomes that were around that amount. Like, what was I even thinking? I don't know. But I just grew up so extreme on the other end going, we didn't have enough money for rent, for food, for clothes, for shoes, anything. You know what I mean? So when I saw something like this, I was like, first of all, don't you have to be like lucky or like do weird things like go in people's houses all the time and like, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. I just didn't seem realistic to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I was wanting $55 a month. I wasn't looking at this going, this is my ticket, my lottery ticket to, fame and fortune and all these different things. I was like, I'm willing to try. If I can make $55 a month for ballet, then I'll try. And that's what I came into this for. I was not hoping for Ruby. In fact, when they said Ruby, I was like, yeah, maybe in a year, that'd be awesome to work up to making a few $100s a month. In a year, that'd be cool, But I was wanting $55 a month. And even then I was unsure that I could make something like that happen, and 6 months later, we went diamond and got the $10,000 diamond bonus. And I was like, a comma in my paycheck? What is this? And so, yeah. And then 4 years later, here we are. And we've had, bumps in the road that I stalled out, and all of it was mindset. Each time I stalled out in my business, went to diamond, I got stuck. And then that was in like June. Then in February, so all the way June to February, I maintained diamond. But I was so terrified and didn't even know how I could get there in the first place to diamond. And I was like, you expect me to go double diamond, like a $4,000 to $5,000 paycheck or something? I'm like, who even does that? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt the entire journey of my business. Even after Ambassador, I realized I had a really poor mindset, and that's something that I'm still working on and going, I don't know. Why did I not ever expect or hope for more than just barely getting by? You know what I mean? Why did I ever doubt that the Lord would do something like that in my life in one way or another, be it this business or any avenue? I only hoped for getting by. And so yeah, 4 years later, here we are. And I'm like, holy smokes, I don't know, but I'm still going and we're ready to do it again.
Well, and it's, we talk about how sometimes it takes us growing a new brain cell, right? It's just like you said, you didn't know anybody who had ever been successful with anything like this or who had ever made any big kind of money. And so it's always hard for us to like wrap our head around that and see ourselves being there. But I love that you came from this place of kind of like blind trust of going after it. So tell us a little bit about, what it looked like for you, that journey of going from diamond to ambassador. And where did the mindset shifts really happen for you? Because I think that is so true what you said. Like, even how you explained that, you were like, I was like terrified, right? How do we get from that place of being terrified to being willing to try? Like, what was it that made that shift for you? Obviously wanting to make that $55 a month, but when you hit that, how did you kind of redream and like set your goals bigger to allow yourself to push farther?
So coming in, I was like, to me, Ruby was scary. I was like, I don't even know that I could go Ruby, And so, but what I did was I just started doing the tasks, even getting 4 loyal customers, you guys. I was so terrified. I did this business scared. That's the truth. And each time I did grow a little bit more. At every rank, you are going to feel a growing point, a pain point of growth. Don't be afraid of that. It's just time to grow. And every time you grow, I always say at the end of the day, if I didn't have a paycheck, I would still always be thankful for this opportunity because of who I am as a person and what I've had to grow through to get to where I am. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has done so much in my life before this business, but then through this business that I feel like I don't know that there would be any other avenue in life that would have caused me to grow in these ways if it weren't for this business. That's my honest truth. So I went straight to ignorance on fire when I started. Okay. And I just started signing distributors. I couldn't sign customers. Anybody ever said this? You could sign one and not the other. I could sign customers all day long, but I can't sign distributors. Come on, somebody. Or I can sign distributors all day long, but I can't sign customers. I know somebody said that. Okay. So for me, I was like, I'm terrified to post before and afters, but I just kept saying in my posts, I'm so excited. I'm going to be making an extra $500 a month from my phone. And if you could use an extra $500 a month from your phone, message me or comment below. That's what I kept saying over and over and over. And people would message me every time and go, what are you even talking about? Like, because it wasn't my personality. And I only ever posted on social media once every 6 months before this business. So for them to see me just get out there and do and say those things, it was like a shock to my audience, but in a good way. And so then people started messaging and they started signing up. And I was like, okay, somehow we got to figure out how to get customers, but I'm just going to keep signing distributors. I had no clue what I was doing. So we got to Diamond, and I didn't do it on my own by any means, but I did have a couple people sign up that jumped in there and worked with me. And at Diamond, I freaked out. And I was like, there was a comment in my paycheck, and I was like, holy smokes, I never imagined getting this far to Diamond, And so then my Emerald, who is one of my best friends still today, she quit. And I was like, what am I going to do? I can't do this by myself. And I freaked out. I didn't do it by myself to get there in the first place, but I felt alone. And I was afraid if I don't have anyone doing this with me, I'm never going to be successful in this business. I could never do it by myself. I on my own am not strong enough or capable enough. I have to have people doing it with me. That's what I thought. Okay. And so I freaked out when she quit. I was like, I don't even know what the heck I did to get here in the first place. How the heck am I going to know what to do to go forward? And without somebody that's one of my best friends doing this with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't feel capable. And I find that at every rank that has popped up incapability, where the lack, that I'm always lacking, that I'm always missing some key ingredient that I need to go forward in my business. So I got stuck there. Then fast forward to February, conference came and, bonuses and all the big announcements. And we went double diamond by the end of that month, and then triple diamond by the end of May. And then I freaked out again. And I was like, what? Triple diamond? Like, who does this? Like, who am I? Like, who is this? You know what I mean? And I looked at the mountain of presidential diamond and I said, oh, there's no way. Don't even talk to me about Ambassador Diamond. I looked at the mountain of presidential and it was Mount Everest to me. I was like, how the heck am I ever going to? I didn't even know. I still felt like all the while going, I don't even know how I got to where I am every single time I felt like that. Okay. And of course I had people that were coming in and enrolling with me and we were booming and growing, but then I got stuck and I was like, can I tell you something though? Staring at your mountain, whatever your mountain is, be it re-ranking or promoting to whatever rank it is that you want to promote to, staring at your mountain and crying about it or freaking out at it or shouting at it or throwing a tantrum at it or none of that's going to make your mountain move. And that's exactly what I was doing. And that's not speaking ugly. That's like, I'm telling you from my heart, I shouted at that mountain and I was like, Lord, there is no way. I don't even know how I got here in the first place. I'm like piecing stuff together and I'm like going, I don't even know. So I freaked out. And then life happened on my team. One of my top leaders got cancer. We had people having babies, people having death in their family, people getting sick, all kinds of crazy. It was really really strange how it happened. And we were like, so we had a good solid year or so of kind of craziness happen with our leaders, like really crazy, and you can't control when life happens, but you can control what you do in it. And I let go of the reins and I was like, I just don't know what to do anymore. And I kept looking around at my team and they were discouraged and feeling lost. And I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? And so got stuck there. And then last fall, I had a surprise baby. Baby tiny sister number 3 comes along and I'm like, holy smokes, I'd given away everything. I was like, we're good with 2. My husband's good with 2. We're good. We're good. And then all of a sudden I was like on the It Works cruise. We get home and I'm like, babe. It was crazy. And I'm not young. I am, let's see, how old am I? I'm 37. I was 35. I was like,
sorry, no. Just for the record, that is still young.
I'm just saying, in my head, I was going, okay, I'm ready to move to the next season in life and ready to, we're moving and shaking onward and upward. And here we are starting over. And, what a blessing she is, obviously, but that was hard for me because it was a total mindset shift. I was a single child, like a single kid, like, what do you call it? Single child. No brothers and sisters is what I'm trying to say. And single mom, single kid. I didn't know what the heck I was doing to be a mom in the first place. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip, learning how to be a wife, be a mom. I got 2 kids. Now I got a whole nother one. Oh, great. So, and my husband was working like 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. He was working a ton of hours. And I was over here having another baby and I'm going, all right. I'm like freaking out at my business, freaking out at having more babies, freaking out because he's never home. And I was like, I need your help. Like, I don't know how the heck I'm ever going to do this if you don't come home. It's not possible. I was not hardly surviving. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't there. He was gone all the time. So we made the decision for him to come home. And then we made another decision to move from Texas back to Nevada because this is where family is for him. And then my mom's in California. We had no family in Texas. So we were like making all these major decisions. He quits his job. We decide to pack up, move, and our house sells. I send one text message to our friend. She buys our house. Within 24 hours, our house was sold. I'm now packing our house, taking care of 3 tiny people. Andrew's in the middle of transitioning out of his job. It was just nuts. And so we get over here and we land last fall in October. I opened my e-suite and I'm double diamond. And he went from diamond down to executive, okay? Which in normal cases might be fine. In our case, that was our only income now. And my paycheck was $3,000. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my tithe. I'll pay the mortgage. And well, that's about it. I don't know what else you know what I mean? Like a $3,000 paycheck just wasn't going to go very far for us. And so he was like thinking about maybe picking up some hours, whatever. And I was like, wait, we didn't come this far to come this far. We made this jump and decision to go all in, plan A. Okay, because if it's not your plan A, it's your plan B. And plan B don't work when you're rocking to Ambassador Diamond. It just don't. It just don't. It's got to be plan A. Now, am I saying quit your job or have your spouse quit his job or any of this? I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying, get all those eggs in that basket, sissy. Pedal to the metal, everything you've got. So, so Double Diamond is in my E-Suite. He's executive. And I was like, I had a come to Jesus moment in the kitchen. Standing there in the kitchen talking to Andrew, and I'm like, my mom always said, you poop or get off the pot. Meaning you get in there, you do your dang thing, or you get out the way because somebody else is going to do it. Okay, that's what she was telling me. Poop or get off the pot, Kel. I'm like, all right, so I'm pooping. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm like, come to Jesus moment. We got to do something because my heart can't take not winning. All this time, from the beginning, the whole reason I was afraid to say yes to this business in the first place is because I don't start something I don't finish. That's like just me. I just don't. If it comes to like doing a craft, okay, I like painting. I like doing all kinds of things. I don't start something and not finish it. Even if I don't like it, I'll finish it and then throw it away, but I don't not finish. That's just me. I would do sports. I did everything in high school, right? All the sports, all cheerleading, and I did everything, music and everything. Okay. If I didn't like the sport, my mama wasn't making me stay. It was my rule to myself. I don't quit. So I finished the season of basketball and I was like, girl, you ain't good at basketball. Let's don't do that again. Okay. So when I said yes to this, it was also realizing or knowing that in myself, I'm going, Kelly, if you're saying yes to this, you know, you're not a quitter. Okay. But can I tell you something? I kept getting frustrated. I'd be crying, talking to Andrew. I'd be like frustrated going, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I'm not quitting. I know I'm not quitting. But you know what I wasn't doing? I wasn't changing my mindset to I am a winner. I am an overcomer. All things are possible through Christ who strengthens me. I am an ambassador. Girl, I never said that kind of stuff. I was like, You know, you're supposed to write it on your mirror. You're supposed to make posts that say Ambassador 2020. I was like, You want to see my dream board? It's ugly. You know why? Because I don't show nobody. This is for me, not you. I'm like, I make it for me and then I don't show anybody because I was full of fear. That's the truth. I make my little digital dream boards and stick it up to be the example, the leader for my team because I don't want them doing something I won't do. But was I being truthful on my dream board? No. I wasn't going to put the big dreams on there because I didn't know if I could. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter does not equal I am doing this thing. It's going to be my dang plan A and I'm going to finish the job I started. Two very different mindsets. Does that make sense? And so I did a few things different I had never done before. And you're going to have to take an honest, look at what you're doing or not doing and ask yourself the things. And then, hey, if you're not doing them and you say you are doing them, you're not hurting or helping nobody but yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the things I wasn't doing before last October, I was not coming in here in the morning at 5:30 a.m. and having a prayer time and self-development time. I was not doing self-development because I said, who's got time to read books? I need to sign DTs and LCs in my E-Suite. How's reading a book going to give me more BV? Okay. That's exactly what poor Stacy, that's what I said to Stacy. I was like, how's reading a book going to help me? I'm like, I mean, I get it and all, but I'm good. How's it going to help me sign something? I'm like self-development over here. And then what? I still got to build a business. What I didn't realize was your mindset's everything. It's your difference between your can and your can't. It's the difference between your do and your don't, your will and your won't, your I'm not a quitter and I am a winner. That's what self-development does for you. So I was like, okay, who's winning in the company? Let me do all the things they are doing. Well, they're all doing self-development. Fine. I don't think I need self-development, but I'm going to come in here and do it anyway. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, fine, I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe not as sassy, but that's how I felt. I was like, all right, fine, I'm going to do it. So I come in here at 5:30 every single morning, except for Wednesdays and Thursdays are 4:30 in the morning for me because I'm on the West Coast and we have power hour. And so I'm here at 4:30. Okay. And then the other thing I wasn't doing before last fall, host to post. I said host to post didn't work for me. Anybody said that before? I said that. I was like, I tried host to post. It didn't work for me. I'm just going to stay over here on Instagram and keep messaging. Man, what a dummy. I'm like, listen, You know why? If Instagram is working, awesome, keep doing that. But here's what I'm saying. I didn't have space, the luxury of saying no to stuff that's working. Can you give me some? Come on now. I'm like, Kellie Brown, why do you feel like you got the luxury to say no to host a post? If you're not enrolling what you need to enroll. If you're not enrolling what you need, sissy, you got to say yes to all the things. It's all. There's not one thing you're missing in this business, okay? There's not one thing that I would say to you that you go, if you just do this one thing, you're going to go Ambassador Diamond. No, sugar. It's all the things, all of them. Self-development. And for me, that looks like a prayer time and something filling up my heart and my mind. Because when my heart and my mind are not in the right place, I am not fun. I am not full of compassion. I'm not like, I'm running on an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're empty and run dry and burn out, what does that do for your enrollment? What's it do for your teammates? What does it do for your social media, the people watching you, your potentials? Your energy goes down, and guess what? So do they, and then they stop enrolling with you. So self-development, host a post. And then I was connecting with my leaders every single day. And I mean every single day. I went down a list, and it was like my trigger list for me. And it's all the key people in the key places, and nobody gets left behind because I wrote them on a list. You ever sign a distributor and you take a look around like a week or so later, you're like, wait a minute, where'd so-and-so go? They fell off the mat. They accidentally got left behind, And when you got big goals, nobody can get left behind. You don't have the luxury because everybody matters. Everybody brings in BV somewhere on that chart, and you need that overall BV, in order to make the promotions happen. So we had, one of the biggest seasons in our entire 4 years last fall and winter. It's not the season. It's not the season that's slowing you down. It's the deciding. It's the quitter or I'm making it happen. The difference between the two. I'm not a quitter. I'm doing the dang thing. And in between, you got to recognize where you are and then catch yourself and push yourself over to I'm making this happen. I'm deciding, I'm choosing. And the people that decide and choose do all the things, and guess what? It works for them. And they promote any season of the year. So we were back to maintaining. We went, I went presidential and he went triple diamond in February. And then in April, I went ambassador diamond and he went presidential diamond in 6.5 months. And he was executive and I was double diamond. So all that I'm saying to you is, who's executive on here or Ruby? Okay. I'm saying to you, you could decide and be presidential diamond or ambassador diamond by the end of May. Because I don't have any tips or tricks that you don't have. You want to know about my scripts? I steal them from other people. Like half the stuff I say, you probably already say because I got it from the same Zoom you did. You know what I'm saying? We share our posts. We share our scripts. We say the same host of post stuff. There is no secrets about it. It's just doing all the dang things at the maximum that you possibly can. And you're not missing anything. You have everything you need. Okay. I remember saying, I wish somebody would just tell me what I'm doing wrong or tell me what I need to do different. And I would do it. I'm not afraid of the work. And I said that. I wish somebody would just believe in me or notice and pull me or mentor me into where I want to go because I would do whatever they told me to do. I just wish, okay, well, sissy, what if that doesn't happen? Does that mean you don't go ambassador diamond? Does that mean you don't go diamond, double diamond, triple diamond? Y'all should all have a goal of at least diamond. Nothing less than diamond. Why? Because you can. You should have a comma in your paycheck. All of you. Don't matter who you are. Okay. If you're using the products and getting results and then you're loving on people and doing all the things, sky's the limit for you. And your May 2020 can literally be a completely life-changing month in this time frame. The next 6.5 months, you could be making a 6-figure income. Yeah, right. I don't know. If you only knew my story, if you only knew what I've done, you know how many people say, if you only knew what I've done, I don't deserve to be a blank leader. I don't deserve to have a blank paycheck, this paycheck. I don't deserve to have, sissy, there is not one thing that you don't deserve. God is for you, but he can't do the work for you. You have to do it. I don't care what you've done. I don't care where you come from. I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you think disqualifies you. You can change. You can grow. All it is a decision. Got to go from I'm not a quitter to I'm doing the dang thing. And decide where you want your May to end. And what you do now decides where you end.
Oh my gosh. Like literally just chills. Like this is incredible. Kellie, honestly, I just like your heart is so unbelievable. And I am just so grateful for you just putting it so plainly. Cause I think sometimes we need that, you know, we need to recognize that it's so true that there is nothing different that separates the successful people. We all have the same tools. We all have the same products. You know, we all have social media, the same social media that we could go out and build and do what we need to do. And it's so true. It is just that mindset. And it's like, I just want to reevaluate my own thinking in terms of like, where are those moments where we're saying subliminally to ourselves, I'm not a quitter, and thinking that we're saying the right things and we're telling ourselves the right things. You know, I think that it's so true. It's in those small thoughts in our day that we can completely derail ourselves. And if you've joined this and you're on the mission, you don't want to let anything derail you off the track, because just like you're saying, Ambassador Diamond, you know, like that's like 6 months down the road. Who knows what's going to happen and what you can produce and create. And I also, like, I hope you guys all heard that when she said, like, this is not a season. Like, there are no seasons in this business other than what we create for ourselves. We set the tone. We set the trend, you know, and it's so true that if you're working during this season, if you're planting the seeds, you can absolutely have an explosive new year. But it's sad 6.5 years that I've been in, how many times I see people be like, I'll restart in the new year, you know? And it's like, no. Why would you lose what you've worked so hard to build? You know, your seeds are there planted in the ground, but are you just going to take a break on them and let somebody else go and water and harvest your seeds? Or are you going to stay on it? And I think that like that is the truest fact I could ever reiterate, is that personal development is everything. And if we're not growing ourselves, we can't expect to grow our paycheck. We can't expect to grow our teams. We can't expect to grow our influence. And oh gosh, I love, like, I took so many notes. I'm like, this is so good. Like, plan A, it has to be plan A. And I want to tell you guys, like, just real talk. I mean, there are so many people that are like, oh, well, I've got a full-time job and this is my side hustle. Mm-hmm. And it even can just be in that mindset. You're telling yourself that you don't really need this as much as you need this. And it's not even about whether you need this. It's about all the people that you can touch who do need this. So I want to open this up for some questions in a minute too, but I would love to hear, like, what are those things that you think are key to be communicating with your team, with your new distributors when they come on board? What is the most important message you think that we need to convey as we build those relationships with people on our team?
I think it is passing your belief on to them, for one. Here's what I will say too, that's crossing my mind just as we were talking, is if you struggle with belief in yourself, okay, or belief in your ability, that's been a fear point for me, is going, yeah, I totally believe Barb could do it. I totally believe, Julia could do it. I totally believe Monica could do it. But I don't know if Kellie can. I think you could totally. I just don't know if Kellie can. And so Here's what I can say is that sometimes you have to turn your thoughts off. Okay? Because we all got issues, right? Everybody got issues. Somewhere in life, things happen, thoughts come in, maybe somebody says something, plants a seed, and it causes things in your heart and your mind that affect your belief in your ability. Your confidence level gets shaken, right? And so if you're looking at this, or maybe wherever you're at right now, maybe you lost rank, maybe you're new to the business, either one, and you see this big giant mountain and you're like going, yeah, I believe so and so, everybody else can do it, but I don't know if I can. I believe, you look at someone else's personality and go, I'm not like them. Okay, neither am I. I used to get intimidated because people would say, I want a $50,000 a month paycheck. And I was like, you do? I mean, I don't know. I'm not driven by that, right? It's okay that you're not like that. It's okay. You don't have to be a certain way, okay? But sometimes what you do have to do is recognize your thoughts and stop them. Sometimes you give too much credit to what you think. Does that make sense? So from 5:30 to 6:30, I'm working on what I think and how I feel, and I'm letting all my issues spill out to the Lord. And I'm like, Lord, I'm jacked. Can you please help me? This is how I feel. I know this is not good. I know we need to grow in these ways. But guess what? My alarm is going to go off at 6:30, and am I going to be perfect and ready to go Ambassador Diamond? No. Okay. Don't think that there's going to be like this certain moment that you're like going, now I'm ready to go triple diamond. Now I'm ready to be VIP because I'm XYZ kind of leader or XYZ kind of person. Sissy, you're going to be waiting around for the rest of your life. You think anybody at the top of the company is perfect and ready to go? No, they just did it while being scared, while, being afraid, while feeling insecure. A leader is just, they don't got to know everything. They just got to be the person to go first. So half the time, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just willing to go first. I'm like, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Does that make sense? So it's okay if you're going, I don't have enough belief in myself to do this. Okay. As you're bringing in new teammates, their belief is even smaller than yours. So, hey, you're one step ahead than, the brand new people that are very nervous. But what you can do is, as you're reading books or listening to Audible or listening to YouTube videos or trainings like this, and you let stuff sink into your heart and your mind, you're going to then start regurgitating. That's going to be what's coming out of you. Whether you 1000% believe in yourself or not, you may not ever come to a place where you have all the confidence in the world, but that doesn't determine where you end up in your business. Okay. It is what you do while feeling those feelings. Yeah. It is, the Bible says you take every thought captive. Every thought. That means if a thought is being thought in your mind that does not serve your goal or serve your purpose, turn it off and stick it in the toilet where everything else that stinks goes. Okay. Does that make sense? If you have a goal, I say your goal, somebody, can y'all tell me some of your goals over here in the chat? Like, where do you want to be May 2020? Have you been thinking about it? Sissy, if not, we got to get on that because it's coming. Okay. So if you've got perfect, Stephanie says diamond. Steph, we can do diamond a lot sooner than May, Sissy. We got to scooch that goal up. You can do diamond a lot sooner than that. Okay. Good. Triple, ambassador, double. I love it. Presidential. Sky, Sissy, we got to raise, Barbie, we got to raise those bars. Diamond, y'all, by May, sis, you could do that in your sleep if you're doing all the things. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to go, okay, we got some goals. Now, how do you feel about where you're going? Do you feel like this is going to be a giant mountain? Do you feel like this is going to be, does it scare you? If it doesn't scare you, then you got to raise the bar. Okay, Sky says scared. Good girl. Okay, so any thoughts that say you're disqualified because of this thing, Sky, okay? You're disqualified because you don't know how to be a good leader. You're disqualified because nobody on your chart is working. Okay, you're disqualified because when you post, people don't respond. You're disqualified because you don't fill out your steps to success. All of those things. None of those thoughts, those words do not serve you getting to your goal. Do you know what those things do? They cause more fear. They cause thoughts that don't help you. None of that kind of stuff. If that's what you're saying, if you're looking at your chart going, yeah, none of my people, I'm built for double diamond and there's not a single person on my chart working. Okay, that's okay. Andrew was executive. One girl was enrolling, one loyal customer here and there, and one girl hadn't started working yet. So there was 2 people at 800 BV because I put it there, okay? And they weren't rocking and rolling. So if you're looking at some big giant chart and you're going, I don't have anybody working, that's okay. Can you do your steps of success this month? Well, I don't know. Steps of success is hard. That's 4 LCs, 3 DTs. Okay, I get it. But any thoughts that tell you otherwise, they're not helping you. So then you've got to be listening to things that edify your thinking. You got to grow your thoughts. You're not just going to naturally be thinking all of these things on your own. If you are, then glory. You are just, blessed. Okay. I'm like, maybe, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't just naturally go, heck yeah, I can do this. I'm going to kill it. And I don't stay there. Okay. So anything, scared with a few curse words. That's cute, Sarah. Okay, but Sarah, I love that. That's honest. Okay, that's honest. Vanessa, you hit a wall. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say to you guys. The answer, nervous and scared, hope? Okay, totally fine. Listen, I did it nervous and scared all the time. I was like, please don't ask me if I'm promoting. You're going to make me barf. Like, don't ask me. Because people will be messaging me. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Are you going ambassador? I'm like, can you shut up? Like, don't ask me that. Don't do that. You're scaring me. Like, that's not helping. And I would have to turn off my thoughts and get up and go to another room in the house and just send out my host to post. That's the truth. I'd freak out. I'm like, my posts, what if I'm not attracting the right kind? I'd go over here and look at top 20 people. What are they posting? I don't know. Somebody just, okay. I did it. You're going to feel scared. That's okay. Doesn't mean you can't win. But what you are going to have to diligently get good at is recognizing your thoughts. And any thought that doesn't serve diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, presidential diamond, ambassador diamond, if your thoughts aren't helping you get there, recognize them and stop them. Like literally stop thinking. Okay. Stop thinking and then pick up your phone and do something, okay? Or go outside or move in your house. Like that's exactly what I'm telling you I had to do because you cannot get rid of fear. Fear is not ever going to just miraculously be gone from your life, okay? It's not. But you can choose to win while being afraid. You can. And I'm telling you right now, if diamond is your goal by May 2020, sissy, you could do that by February. You can. There's nothing you're missing, but you are going to have to diligently turn off your thinking. If you're feeling scared and cuss words, Sarah, if you're feeling scared and cuss words, turn it off. Take every thought captive. That means grab a hold of it and shut it down because it's not going to help you anyway. Okay? It's okay to feel fear. I pooped my pants drinking just celery. That's what happened to me. Okay? TMI. Okay, but here's what I'm saying. I also felt the need to do that while I was like trying to build my business too. Okay, but the point is that if you can do things while being afraid, you can do this business while being afraid. Anybody have babies? That's freaking scary. Having babies is scary to me. Okay. If you can have babies and keep them alive, you can do this business. This business ain't that hard. Okay. You can, but you're going to have to be diligent to turn your thoughts off and do the job. Just do the job like you would go get a job anywhere else. And they're going to give you your tasks that you got to do within your hour or 2 hours or however many hours you're there. Okay. Same thing. You just need a task list and go down the dang task list. Okay. And you can knock it out in an hour or two.
Love
Does
it.
that make sense?
Has so much to do with our thoughts, and that's like we catch a thought before we catch a feeling, and so it's true. If we wait until we're feeling defeated about our business, we're too late. we have to catch that thought that allows us to even get to that place of discouragement, and we need to keep our mind on track of where we're going. It's that same analogy of like, don't glance in the rearview mirror for too long, because that's you're gonna crash. You've got to keep your eyes on the prize, on where you're going. And yes, sometimes it might serve you for reflection to take a look in the past and say, I don't want to do it that way. But that's where, talking to other people, keeping yourself accountable, talking to your upline, talking about those fears and those struggles. And I love it. Like Cammie, I don't know if you've heard Cammie say it, but Cammie always talks about your 2-minute BMW, like a bitch, whine, and moan session. And that's like, you get
Is that what that means?
That's what that means. That's what that
means. She just said that the other day on a Zoom, and I was like, the car? I don't get it. Like BMW car?
Yeah, no, yeah. But it's
oh my
just,
gosh.
Right? So it's, you get a 2-minute BMW. And so she'll and I love it because she'll just redirect you, right? She's like, all right. So tell me what's not going well. Okay. Did you get that off your chest? All right, moving on, and it's true that sometimes for us as leaders, when we talk to people in our downline, they just want to focus, or sometimes as leaders, we just want to focus on that thing that didn't go well and allow ourselves to feel defeated, maybe call a friend and complain about it. And none of that is serving us. None of that is serving anyone else. And I realized this year, it's a huge dishonor and it's very disrespectful to somebody else's business for you to talk about what's not going well in yours, because all you're going to do is bring them down. Now it's different if you're going to reach out to an upline and you're doing it in a way that you're saying, I want constructive feedback. But if you're in a place where you're like, I'm just not happy and this just isn't working and nobody on my team is working, and and we can get ourselves stuck in that mind frame where we just allow that thought to just keep going. And, it's one negative thought plants a negative seed that becomes a negative tree. And negative trees are so strong in our mind and in our hearts and in our businesses, guys. And they take, you got to plant at least 10 good positive trees around that negative tree to choke out the roots of that tree and actually take it down. And sometimes we're not doing that filling ourselves up with getting our heart and our head in the right space. And I'll tell you, since we came back from green carpet, I've been getting up at 6 a.m. and what a difference it will make in your day. And I love how you're like, I get up at 4:30 sometimes. I'll get up earlier to do my calls with Australia sometimes. But, it is that time I never realized how valuable that is, where we let the day run us way too much of the time. Where you get up and it's like, if you're a mom, you're getting up and your kids are needing something and you got to deal with some mess and you got to make some lunch and all of these other things that get you being like, right from the start of your day. And then you turn around and you're like, okay, now I'm going to sit down and work my business. Even just the difference of how you'll go and make your kids lunches. If you take that time for yourself and you just invest in prayer and reading and just quiet time for yourself to reflect on your thoughts. I think that, is such a valuable thing that we can share with other people on our teams, to say, carving out this time for you. It's like self-care, right? As a mom, you look at other moms that are struggling and their hair is falling out and you're like, you need to take a little bit of time for yourself. Maybe take a nap, take a shower. You need to just take some self-care. And that's what personal development is for us every day. So I love that reminder about just getting our heart and our head in the right place, and how staring at our mountains won't make them move. We got to get excited about that climb. We have to soak up everything that we can while we're in the valley. And at green carpet, that was one of my biggest ahas, was we get to the top of our mountain and we want to just jump to the next mountaintop. It feels good when you get to the mountaintop, right? And that's what happens sometimes. You get to Diamond and you're like, I'm on the mountaintop. And then all of a sudden you're back down in the valley. And that analogy of the fact that God didn't make bridges, man-made bridges, where they would just want to build a bridge from one mountain to the next. But God made the valleys because that's where we grow. And the lush green grass isn't on the top of the mountain. It's on the bottom of the valley. And when we start to look at all of the lessons in our life as learning opportunities, and what were they put here for to grow us? You know, just like you were saying, life didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And when we shift that perspective to, I don't have to, I get to, you know, that energy shift that will happen in you is so crazy. Okay, so I know that you have to jump off for another Zoom in a couple of minutes, but I would love to open it up and give you guys an opportunity to just ask a question. Kellie, you have just opened your heart up and shared so much with us tonight. But I know there's people that are going specifically, okay, what should I do? How should I try this? And I love your tenacity to just say, hey, I'm just going to go first. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to figure it out as I go. I'm not going to rely on somebody else. And I think those are all great reminders for us, because whether you are partnered right now with somebody who is leading and loving you the way that you want to be led and loved, you can find those people. You can outsource and you can say, I'm just going to be that person. How am I going to like figure out what my team is going to need by thinking about what I'd love to have? Sure, that's an ideal situation. It's the same thing we go through as parents, right? What did I not love about my childhood that I want to give to my kids, right? We get to do that in this business. And when you think about all of the things that you've learned and all the ways you've grown since being in this business, I sat down with someone who said, you know, yeah, I haven't really started making much money yet with this business. I don't know if it's really for me. And I said, I want you to write down a list of what this business has given you. Like, what are the benefits? And she just like, it was like she had 2.5 pages of notes of all the things this business gave her. And it was like, as soon as she shifted her perspective to like, meh, I'm not getting what I want, to being like, actually, I get so much. How many people in my life would love these things that you get out of this, that this business has gifted you? So go ahead, guys. I'd love it if you would type it into the chat. Julia, I know you may have collected a couple questions from your team, and I would love it if you want to jump on and ask away. Let's just soak up these last couple of minutes that we've got with Kellie and, you know, get a fresh perspective on things. It's always so eye-opening.
So I do have one question that was from my team, and I also had the same question, is like, when you really started getting back into it and like you decided like, I'm really going to do this, how did you approach your team and get them fired up in the same way?
Okay, good question. So I reached out to my leaders, and they were kind of panicked and they had been around with me. They've been around, you know, some of them since the very beginning, some of them just right after the beginning or whatever. So for a while, and they were looking at me going, okay, we're like maintaining diamond and ruby, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I'm just deciding I'm going to do this. And they're like, okay, so what are we going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so their enthusiasm didn't come back to me. So what I did wrong initially is I said, well, great, I must be a bad leader because I don't know what to tell them to do different. I'm just deciding I'm going to do it, but I can't do it without them. So I got in the boat of discouragement with them. And I was like, shoot, because I don't know what to do different. I don't know what to tell them other than let's just do the dang thing. You know what I mean? And so when I realized, I reached out to Pam Souter, and she said, you have to rise to the next level in yourself. And then your leaders will either rise with you or they will fall off. And I was like, right now I can't spare nobody to fall off. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't spare no leaders. Okay. She's like, but you know, nevertheless, you have to rise, and that tells them to rise. So that's what I did. And so I started going live on my team page, and in my posting on my social media, when I was posting to get potential distributors and loyal customers, I elevated my level of excitement. And I just chose within myself, no matter what they say, no matter how they respond, no matter how they, you know, discouraged or encouraged or excited or not excited, no matter what they said or did, I'm choosing to rise and bring them with me or not. And then in my live videos and in my posting, I did the same, and everyone felt me moving up. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I did not go on there and go, I'm going presidential diamond. This is a presidential diamond team. Who's going with me? It wasn't like that. I didn't say those kind of things because what I wanted to go is, Nicole Camp, you are going triple diamond and we're going to make this thing happen. I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. Tiffany, you're going triple diamond. And so it wasn't about where I'm going and how can we work together for me to go to this rank. It was, here's where we're going and we're going to figure this out together with each one individually. And then in my live videos, it was an overall blanket of, I'm going, and if you're sitting in a negative place, you can't sit next to me because I am at a whole new place on the inside and there is no room for it. I don't do drama in life or in business. I don't have patience for it. I don't do it myself. I don't allow it in my life. So on my team, I kept saying, if you're feeling negative, you've got to put those thoughts in the garbage because we're going somewhere and I don't want you to miss it. And so it was always coming from a place of positivity, excitement. This is where we're going. I don't want you to miss it all the time. Here's where we're going. And there was nobody going with me at first. And it does take a few weeks, I will say, to then have that chain reaction start happening. But once it does start happening, all of a sudden it's like a river of people going, okay, I want to go. Okay, I want to go. Today, another girl messaged me. Okay, I want to go. Okay, I know I fell off, but I'm ready. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to get left behind. And that's what I was consistently saying. I don't want you left behind because I know you can. You know what I mean? Hopefully that answers your question, but that's what I was doing.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I know that you have another call that you have to get going to, so I don't want to hold you up for too long, but like this has just been so filling. Like, honestly, if you guys are feeling like your cup has been filled tonight, if you want to drop an aha or drop a thank you in the comment, I just hope that we can overwhelm Kellie with our love and appreciation for you doing this and sharing with us tonight so openly. You know, it's such great reminders. It, at the end of the day, is up to each and every one of us. We all have the same tools. We all have the same company, same product, same opportunity. And it's what's between here that really makes all of the difference in the world.
And sometimes just turning that off. You know what I mean? Don't make it so hard. I don't do anything fancy. I don't know how to do units and Excel spreadsheets. And I don't sell every product that we carry. I stick to what works. And then I just do what works over and over and over. And you can do that. It's simple, not hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, such simple systems. All right. Well, I don't think we had any other questions come through in the chat. So I just would love to let you end off. If you have one last tidbit of goodness for us, or just a challenge for our team of something that we can take and run with for the rest of this month to just elevate ourselves to the next level, what would you share with us?
I think it would just be a couple things. I always felt like I was missing something. Like if I just had this, if I just looked like this, if I, had help with my girls, or if I had this or that. And I've seen so many people win, single moms, people working 2 and 3 jobs, going to school and doing this business, people, all kinds of walks of life. There isn't one thing that you're missing that is preventing you from winning at this business. Not one thing. The trick is just turning off what you think and don't make it so hard. It's just trusting the process. If you're not doing host to post, that's like telling the leprechaun to take back his pot of gold. Like, and I know everybody builds business differently, but you want to be doing all of the things, because guess what? All of it works. Okay. Don't get caught up in, in doing it a certain way because other people are, attraction marketing and all this. It all works. That's the trick. All of it does. So then what works for you? Do that. What gives people you and who you are and the very best version of you? Are you using the products and getting results? Well, I don't need to lose weight. Great. Can you grow out your hair? Like, what can you use? Yeah. Does that make sense? Because when you're excited about your products, you're excited about your business, you're going to have plenty of people to enroll as customers and distributors. Okay. And you can do all of the things. You can do this. It's just deciding. You have everything you need.
Love it. Okay. Well, thank you so, so much, Kellie. We just are so grateful for your heart of leadership for this company. Honestly, guys, we are so honored and privileged to be a part of a company that really wants to see you win, wants to see every single one of you win. That's why they've given us a simple system that works for all of us. And that's the culture that we've created in this company. If you have never been anywhere else, you might not realize what you have your hands on. But every time I do a call and we have a guest leader come in and share with us, it just, like, my heart is overflowing over the fact that we truly want to see each other win. And it means the world to us that you took the time to be here tonight. And I know that nuggets that you shared tonight are going to catapult huge changes and movement for different people for where they're at right now. And I just thank you and thank the Lord for the words that you've shared with us tonight, because I know I am feeling fired up and excited about, everything that we've got in front of us. And we're so excited for you. So when is that 2.0 Diamond?
Girl, I'll be working on it, okay? I'm trying to make sure. Okay, I always have a minimum and a maximum. My minimum this month is Emerald 2.0. My maximum would be Diamond 2.0. So
okay.
We'll see.
All right. I like that thinking. Well, we are cheering you on, and we will all be congratulating you on your shout outs when you get there.
Yay. Thanks, friend. Thanks for having me on here, y'all.
Absolutely.